Hey family, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mally, as you already know. And those of you who do not know, my name is Mally. On this channel, we talk about life, we talk about education goals, we talk about personal growth, and we also talk about our spiritual journey. So, I just wanted to come on here today and just give you guys a little bit of 2021 update. I know when I first started this journey, this YouTube journey, I had set some goals, which I share with you all also, that I was going to be gearing towards this year. And I just wanted to share progress that I have made so far on those goals and I guess inspire someone. So I hope you stick around for the rest of this video. Okay guys, excuse the background noise. I decided to do my video outside today, so cars are like moving back and forth and birds are singing songs. So we will see how this goes when it's finally edited. So like I said, I was just gonna come on here and just give you guys a little bit of update of what has occurred so far as far as for my 2021 goals that I set for myself. I have seen a steady progress, you know. I know as human we set goals and we're like, okay, this is what we want done in this time frame, and sometimes when it's not done at that specific time, we tend to feel a little discouraged, which was something I kind of went through for a little bit. But I came back to my senses. I'm like, progress in life is not a thing that just happens like in a daytime. Even if it was just me getting up in the morning and making a phone call towards that goal, that was definitely a progress that I made towards it. With that being said, let's get into some of the goals. For my spiritual goals for this year, I wanted to definitely increase my relationship with God. And I would say by the grace of God, I have seen I am not where I was last year as far as my relationship with God is definitely have improved greatly, which is something I'm definitely grateful to the Lord for. Another thing I wanted to see this year as far as spiritually, I wanted to grow in my faith. And one of the things that I knew that I needed to do was the continuation of listening to faith-based messages. And every morning before I go to work, I put on a faith-based message, either from Joyce Myers. There's this one group, I think they're new. They literally come on there and just like encourages you every day, about prayer. They encourages you about believing for the impossible things. They encourages you about life, not giving up on life and stuff like that. So that is definitely something that have been a plus to my life, and definitely looking forward to the continuation of that. Another thing I wanted to work on this year was my devotional time. So I bought this, as you all know, I bought this one devotional book from Joyce Myers, and it is legit. Like when I say it's legit, it's legit. It's been, so every day there is a scripture on there. There is few words that you can read as it relate to the scripture. There's testimonies in there of people who have encountered things in their life, and they were able to see a breakthrough in their life. So that daily devotional book is definitely something I have been reading from the start of the year, and today I believe is July 10th. So July 10th. So since January 1st to July 10th, God has been helping me to, faithfully continue reading that book. Another thing I wanted to see growth in this year, personally for myself, was fasting and praying. And every month, I have in my planner on days that I would set that day aside, that I would do my personal fasting. That day is just literally set aside. Even if I'm at work, that day is still set aside, it's still set aside for the Lord, So that is something that I've been able to consistently do so far. Fasting is a thing that is literally you're doing it. I would say you're doing it for yourself, because it's a process of literally humbling yourself. It is a form of humility that you're portraying to the Lord and saying, Lord, I'm humbling myself this day to let go of everything, putting these things aside and focusing just on you today. So it's beautiful. So my next goal I wanted to work on this year was my educational goals. So for this year, I wanted to get accepted into a school in Australia, which I did. Yay! I also wanted to read 6 books, which I have been able to read, I think 4 in the matter of 6 months. I've been able to read 4 books. So I'm left with 2 more books. So we shall see, by the grace of God. And then the next thing I wanted to do as far as educational achievement this year was to learn about investment. And guys, I want to tell you, your sis has been able to learn a little bit about investment. I'm still learning. And so it's an interesting thing. So far what I've learned, I'm like, okay, this is how people are getting rich around here. It's not just having their 9-to-5 jobs. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, it's definitely going great on that end. So my next goal I wanted to work on this year was my emotional and my health goals. I wanted to work on balancing my emotion this year, because I feel like last year, 2020, God, my emotion was literally fluctuating. Like one day I'm happy, the next day I'm sad, or one day I'm excited about things, the next day I'm like questioning, So it was just like my emotion wasn't really balanced. But I purposefully said this year that I am going to work on that. And I have been working on it. Let me see some of the things that I've done to help me balance out my emotion is really not taking things personal. That was something that I would say that I struggled with for a long, long time, because every little thing, even if somebody like not even intentionally do something to me, but I feel like in my head whatever they did was intended towards me, I would like just have this ridiculous, meltdown or whatever. But I have figured out how to say, you know what? Yeah, this is what you're doing, or this is what you're saying, but I'm not going to allow it to affect me as a person. So that's been huge. That's been a huge progress. Even my workmates have, testified and said like, yeah, girl, you definitely your emotions are definitely balancing out, So I'm grateful to God for that. Um, and then the next thing was my health goals. I wanted to work out and keep myself healthy and stuff like that, eating healthy, drinking and exercising and stuff, which I have been able to do thus far. I've been walking 2 miles every day. I walk 2 miles every day, and then plus other exercise that I do, trying to build these guns. I'm trying to build my guns, guys, because I just love, I really love my body. I do. I love how God created me, and the way He structured my body. I just love it. And, definitely improving these muscles and, tuning up my body definitely is something I am definitely working on. The next one was social goals. I wanted to definitely be able to relate to people from all walks of life, because we live in a world definitely that we are integrated with different, nationality, with different beliefs, with different cultures, so being able to, to find a way to relate to those individuals, and that individuality and respecting that, definitely is something that the world needs. And that's definitely something I needed, so socially I've been a lot more accepting of people, even if they don't look like me or they don't sound like me or they don't have the same status as I do. I've still been able to find a way to relate to them, because everybody's journey is not the same, and having to respect that person's journey, definitely is something that we need to, we need to do as often. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was my financial goals. So for this year, I've been able to accomplish certain financial goals that I've set for myself. And I'm not going to go in details, of course, about that on here. But financially, I feel like I am I'm learning to build wealth, through, or not just working 9 to 5, but other means. I'm learning to build wealth. So that's definitely something I'm so excited about. And it's something that I feel like everyone, whether you are a teenager, you are in your 20s or late 20s, your early 30s, your late 30s, or even you are in your late 50s or whatever, whatever age, that's something we definitely, as humans, we need to figure out. We need to figure out how to manage the money that we receive and not just paying bills all the time, because gosh, when I was talking to my mom the last time, I was like, goodness gracious, it's almost like we live in a world that you work to pay bills. Literally, you work to pay bills and you work to pay taxes. And I'm like, I'm not about that life. I'm sorry. I mean, yes, taxes is part of, life and stuff, and bills is part of life, but that cannot be all to my financial dream. That cannot just be it. I refuse to live paycheck to paycheck. Sis refuse to live paycheck to paycheck, and I refuse to just be, financially defeated. And I would say that financial goals definitely start with your mind. You know, you have to change your mindset about money first before you can even be accepting of making those changes, you know, that you need to make as far as financially. So that's just my little my little nuggets here and there, you know. So, and then the last thing I had for the year 2021 was my personal goals. Some of those things that I wanted to do this year was to move to Australia. I keep telling myself, I mean, even though the borders are still closed, the international borders are still closed and they're not allowing anyone else to enter into the country currently. But I keep telling myself before 2021, you know, ends, I'm going to be in Australia. Even if it is December 31st, your girl is going to be in Australia, you know, by the grace of God. Not in my own strength, but definitely by the grace of God, you know. So I'm working on that, you know, even though the borders is still closed, it doesn't mean you stop working towards that goal, you know. Yes, the border's closed, but sis is still working, putting the background details and stuff together, all the stuff that I'm going to need to present to the immigration officer and be like, hey, here's my proof of everything, and then, you know, go from there. And then the next one was to build my YouTube channel. This is a personal ambition of mine. It's been rough. I'm not going to say like it's been easy breezy here and there. It's been rough, but I am back again. One of the things that kind of stopped me from recording videos was the winter, because I love the skies. I love the lighting, you know, and I don't have good lighting right now. As far as even if I want to do my video indoors, the lighting is not really like conducive. So having this type of lighting out here is like ideal for me, you know. And so during the winter, you know, you don't have such luxury of the sun and the blue skies and everything. So that kind of like set me back as far as making my videos. But again, you know, I'm back again. And I've told myself that, hey, you need to get back to that, because you made a promise to yourself and you made a promise to others that you're going to continue with this and you're going to see it through. So you got to be a woman of your word. So here we are, back at it again. So yeah. And then another goal that I had was my hair growth. This year, I said I was going to track my hair length from the start of the year to June, and I did. And guys, let me tell you, oh my gosh, I feel like there has been progress, because I did my length check the end of June, and sis, length is not to brag or anything, but the hair is growing. Let's just say, comparing to where it was a year ago, it's definitely healthier. It's definitely longer in length, and it's beautiful, man. I just love my natural hair. So, and you're gonna see it a lot. Excuse my edges. I'm still working. I'm still working on my edges to get them with the system. So the last thing I had on the personal goals this year was to get a sponsor to do a training that I wanted to, a 2-year training that I want to participate in. Things are looking good. That's all I can say. Things are looking good. I have been talking to a few people about that, and I've been getting some positive responses. So once everything goes as clear, once all the details are like finalized, I would definitely love to share that with you all. Um, so yeah, that's what's pretty much has been going on so far with your girl. Things has been steadily going in the right direction. Of course, there have been a few setbacks here and there, but these setbacks do not stray me from my goals. You know, if there's one thing people know about me is I'm a very determined. Hey, yeah, my African part is about to come out. I'm very determined, and when I put my mind to something, you know, I make sure to see my way through. You know, and all of these things, all of these goals that I've set, is the determination that I've seen. You know, and that has been an encouragement even to myself. You know that, man, you really are a determined person. I don't just take no for an answer. I'm sorry. I don't. And you shouldn't even take no for an answer either. Because even if somebody, even ask someone to do something for you and they tell you no today, go back again. 3 weeks later, go and ask them and be like, hey, what do you think? You know, probably the first idea that you give them they didn't understand it. So you could go back to the drawing board, or figure out again, like put different pieces together and go and present it back to that person and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Eventually, when I say eventually, you will get a response, you will get a positive response. So that's how life is, you know. You can't just like settle and take no for an answer. Every time someone tells you no, you be like, okay, that's it. No. So you tell me no? All right, I'll be back. But anyways, this was so much fun recording this video. I don't know, like it's been such a long time, but this was definitely fun. And thank you, God, for the beautiful weather, you know, that you've given me today to be able to record this video. And again, like I said, sorry for the noise, the car moving back and forth and different sounds that you're hearing in the videos, but it's all good. As long as you get the message, that's all that matters. Again, I say thank you so much, and I just hope that this video was an encouragement to you not to give up on whatever you put your mind to. You know, not to give up, not to even if discouragement do comes, or if setback do occurs, you know, just get back up, wipe your little butt, cry what you want to do. If you need to cry, do the crying, whatever. Take a breather and get back to it. Because life, you know, the little time that I have lived is like life, you know, you get what you put in life, to really be honest, you really do. If you don't put anything in life, you get nothing back. But if you intentionally put the work in, you definitely get a great result. And that's what I've seen so far. So I hope today's video was inspiring for you. I hope it was a blessing to you. I hope it encouraged you to, you know, stick with the plan, go after the goal, and don't limit yourself. You know, I hope this video helped you understand that limitation is not an option. It's not an option at all. You know, we have to, you know, live above our limitation. You know, even limitations that we ourselves put ourselves in, or society wants to live on us. We can accept that limitation. You know, we definitely can. We have to live above those limitations. So be blessed again. I love you guys. Don't forget, your sis is trying to grow this channel. So please, 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 please Don't forget to share with your loved ones, your friends. Have a YouTube video party and watch my videos. I have I don't know how many videos I've posted, but I have quite a few on there. So you guys can go all the way back and see where I started from and where I'm at right now. And don't forget to turn on your notification button so that way you do not miss out on any videos that I post on here. I'm going to continue with this journey, like I said, and we all going to learn from each other. All right. Love you guys. I send love and peace and prosperity to you and your loved ones. Be blessed. Amen.